Hello everyone, welcome to the channel of Trigonometry. I am Mr. X. Today is July 17th. So today we just got the new data for the retail sales month over month at 0.6%, and it's very, very good. And we also have the initial jobless claim, better than expected. The Philly Fed business condition is good. CapEx index is good. Employment's good. New orders good. And price paid is higher than the previous 41.4, now at 58.8. So if we take a look at this, um, we see a big drop in June, but it bounced back in July. If you have concerns about inflation, this could be something to watch out. Um, but other than that, everything else looks pretty good. And we also have the housing market index, which is at 33. This index has been sitting at this very low level for a long time now. So if you look at the history, uh, it's keep going down. It's keep going lower. The trend is going lower. We have a small bounce back, but the trend is going lower. It's because of the interest rate. High interest rate putting pressure on the home builders. Um, this is very straightforward. When you have high interest rate, uh, we still have a pretty sticky inflation in the home builder sector. And then uh, high interest rate is suppressing the demand, basically. So home builders still facing a lot of headwinds. And also, the other thing I just realized, the core PPI number. So they actually they had an upward revision of previous months to 0.4% for the previous month. And then you see this 0% on June is because now the previous month it has a higher base. So it brings down the overall percentage of the PPI increase in June. So 0% wasn't too big of a beat for yesterday. So I want to make that clear. And also, you see a lot of these CPI and PPI number, even though they were better than expected, it's not because everything is cooling off across the board. We are actually still seeing some inflation in some of the goods sectors. Uh, Producer price of goods producer with exclusion of food and energy rose by 0.3% after a 2.2 increase in May. So this is actually going up. So the previous month was upward revised to 0.4% uh, from a 2.2 percent. So that's a big difference right there. And even after that, we're still seeing some the uh, goods producer rose by 0.3%, which is higher than the previous months of 0.2%. So the inflation number is not great across the board. We did see some cool off in the service sector, so that's why you see the overall inflation numbers better than expected. Um, I think we could be in a very strange rotation in from the inflation perspective, coming was originally in the service sector, now it's in goods sector, and then now the service sector is cooling off. Now that brings me to the stock I wanted to talk about today is Netflix. So Netflix is set to release earning after market close today. So the stock price is up a lot, quite a lot this year. So this year we came from the low of 818 all the way to above $1,300. Now it's back to 1263, but it's still very, very expensive. I think Netflix is a very expensive stock at this point. It's trading at 60 time PE forward earning. And I just don't see a lot of tailwind on Netflix continue to grow their customer base at this point. They have already have a very high penetration in the consumer base. How do they continue to expand? I know they have uh, the lower pricing tier that plays ads, but like how much more can you expand that? How much more money can you make from that? And I think also a lot of the new AI agentic business will bring some pressure to the overall ads business because now people don't want to pay a lot of money to for ads right now because when you just do ask those AI agent, they'll just tell you whatever you need to know directly in a short summary. So the the demand for ads or the effectiveness of the retailers displaying ads or the incentive for the retailers to displaying ads on these social media company is reduced, in my opinion, because you don't if people are not even seeing these ads, why are you paying money to play those ads on any of the social platform? Maybe the media's is doing okay for now, but I don't know how much longer it will last. So overall, I'm leaning towards bearish on the Netflix earning because we have priced in a lot of bullishness in Netflix. And even then, Netflix, like it didn't even have too much of a pullback during the trade war. It was like this pullback is like nothing compared to the other pullbacks that the other tech companies have because they don't have much exposure to the tariff. But it has run for a it has gone a long way. It has run up so much. It's like over 60% run from the April low. That's that's massive. Um, I just couldn't figure out what else can push Netflix even higher. Um, I don't see they have any new shows coming up in the pipeline, any shows that goes viral to attract new audience. Um, So maybe I'm wrong, but I'm leaning towards bearish. I still keep my QQQ puts and IWM puts, and even though it's getting burned today, but I'm keeping those for hedging purpose. Um, and also the other thing I want to talk about is that the tariffs effective on August 1st. For most of the country, the new tariff rate it will be much higher than the current temporary tariff rate. Even after we make a deal, the announced deals that we have with all of the countries are all higher than the current 10% tariff rate on everything. I think that's gonna have an impact on inflation, unfortunately. But we won't see the impact until August. And that's another problem because the Fed can do can do nothing until the August inflation number came out, which is like in September. So hopefully we get some data point in September before the September Fed meeting to determine if we can lower the interest rate then. But until then, I don't see further bullish catalysts that will give stock will make the market go much higher from here. I still see some residual running, like squeezing, top-ish squeezing, and especially in some of the Bitcoin and Ethereum reserves, like this one. I mean, this is just like ridiculous. So this stock today, VLCN is up over 200% because they announced a Bitcoin reserve. Um, this is the maybe the third company recently announced they're gonna do Bitcoin reserve and the stock skyrocketed. I don't know how long this is gonna last. The basically common thesis is that people just assume Bitcoin and Ethereum they'll just go up forever, and these company will just create Bitcoin reserve and Ethereum reserve, so that their stock price will just keep going up forever. Um, this is very, very fishy and makes me feel like we may see a top right here because um, I know we have a very crypto-friendly administration and they have a lot of interest in the crypto. They have they have a lot of incentive to do all these deregulation in the crypto space and do all these stable coin and everything. But this is where things can get very, very risky. Just like when in 2008, when everybody assumed that the housing price is going to keep going up forever, and then we just start to get creative with all these derivatives, the MBS, um, the leveraged derivatives, and then we all know what happened next. So I hope this is not that. It doesn't become that. It doesn't trigger a financial crisis because of Bitcoin dumping and Ethereum dumping, like crashing down 70, 80%. But there's a likelihood that could happen. So be careful if you're over leveraging into crypto. Be very mindful of the risk that we are dealing right now. Um, and we still have uh, a lot of headwind because of the interest rate right now, and the TLT continue to be sold off. This was the dump yesterday, and we're still trading below this dump. Cannot get above this dump at 85.5. Until then, I'm remain bearish. We can see even lower TLT, maybe at 83. This is not bullish for stocks. And just to repeat myself from yesterday, there is a big chance that Jerome Powell could get fired or resigned. That's still a possibility, even though Trump said he's gonna not gonna fire Jerome Powell, but Trump changes every day, so you never know. So I think that's still a major risk. So until then, I am hedging my portfolio, and yeah, I hope everyone make money. And that's all for today. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.